Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Cierra Nakel. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. If you are not subscribed to my channel, what are you doing? What are you doing? Subscribe to my channel, girl. Today, this video has been highly requested. A lot of girls wanted me to do a video on how I grew my hair out. That's what this video is going to be about, and I'm so excited to do it because I'm just so excited to help. Keep in mind, everybody here is different, so what worked for me may not work for you, or it could, but everybody here is different. So I don't want you to feel like, you know, oh, she told me to do this and it didn't work. Everybody here is different, and some things that I might tell you might work and some things might not. It's all about finding like what works for you, and that's what I had to do on my journey. So let's get into it. I'm going to show you guys how I went from this to this. So I was at a point where I decided to do a big chop of my hair off, and nothing was really working. Like, my hair was, well, the reason why I did my big chop was because my hair was like really damaged. I struggled from going through like color, just having my mama play in my hair, permanent, doing all type of stuff. So I was like, I really want to just cut it all off and start over. So I did a big chop. But you don't have to do a big chop to cut your hair off. That's just kind of like what I wanted to do. I wanted a fresh start, and I also wanted a new look, so it tied in together. So from that point, what I started to do was I started off like, she still was like trying to perm my hair and do things like that. So after I did the big chop, so after that I decided to be like, okay, let me just take control of my hair. Let me figure out what I want to do, because I really want my hair to grow. So I started off by doing like egg washes and things like that, which I feel like they really worked for me, because they're supposed to strip out like a lot of those like harsh chemicals that you put in your hair. So I started to do like egg washes in the beginning, which I was like, okay, these are nice. But I also wanted to start to like do something to put my hair up, so that I wasn't in my hair as much and like putting a lot of heat in it, or like doing things where it's like a lot of damage to my hair. So I decided that I was going to start going to get silk presses. So I started to go get silk presses, and I went to a licensed hairstylist. I definitely would recommend going to somebody that is licensed or like working on getting their license, because it really makes a difference with the products they're using. You cannot go to nobody that's in the basement and expect your hair to grow, because sometimes they don't have the products that you need to really grow your hair, or really, you know, take your hair to the next level. So I started to go to a licensed hairstylist, and she would wash my hair, she would deep condition my hair, and she would also trim my hair, which are 3 important things to get your hair to grow. You have to wash it, you have to have it deep conditioned, and you also have to get trims. You don't have to get them as often, but I think that, you know, you should get trims. So those were 3 of the important things that I started to be like, okay, I'm starting to like really see my hair grow. So with those 3 things, if you're going to be like washing it yourself, a brand that I would recommend is Main Choice. I really love their like shampoo and conditioner. That brand, really, my hair loves it. Like, sometimes you really have to find what works for you, but my hair loves Main Choice. It is really, really good. So that was one of the things I'm like, okay, we get it somewhere. So with that, I would start going to get my hair silk pressed, but then I'm like, I'm in my hair too much, you know, like my hair is out too much. My hair needs to be put up so that it can like really start to grow. So I'm like, okay, let me start getting a protective style. So the protective style of my choice was sew-ins with a leave out. So for me, that was my choice, sew-ins, but you guys don't have to. You can choose any protective style that you want, like whether it's box braids, knotless braids, whatever works for you. But sew-ins was really my choice, because that's really like, that was just kind of like what I was into. But with that, also make sure when you are doing protective styles that you are going to a hairstylist that really kind of like cares about natural hair. Because for me, when I first started getting my sew-ins, I started to realize like my hair was starting to fall out, and that's because in the beginning, the person who was doing them, like, they just weren't catering to my natural hair as they should have been. So when I switched hairstylists, I started to realize, wait, my hair is actually growing with sew-ins. So one of the most important things with getting protective styles is always make sure your hair is oiled when you get a protective style. Every time I would get a sew-in, I would, before anybody try to glue a track on, I would be like, here go my glue out my bag. I mean, here go my oil out my bag. Can you oil my scalp? There's nothing wrong with asking them to oil your scalp before they put your tracks in. Sometimes they're moving so fast they forget, and don't do that because that's so bad for your hair. Like, your hair's gonna be so dry and it's gonna be covered, and it's just bound to make it fall out. So always make sure your hair is being oiled. The oil that I like to use is Wild Growth hair oil. This is what it looks like. So they have this white bottle and they also have a yellow bottle. I have never used the yellow bottle. I have only used the white bottle, and that works wonders. It doesn't smell the greatest, but it really helps. I've started to see a lot of growth in my hair with using that oil. Another growth oil that I like to use is Main Choice. That's also a good one. I was using that one first. I really like both of them, so whichever one works for you. But yeah, those two are both really good. So Wild Growth hair oil, the white bottle, and Main Choice growth oil. But I would start to get, you know, my protective styles, and then I would make sure that my hair was oiled at all times. And then the key between protective styles people don't get is like, okay, even if you're not getting sew-ins, you're getting braids and things like that, you have to have a certain time period in between to take your hair out and let your hair breathe. Your hair also needs to breathe in between. So what I would do is I would get a sew-in and I would keep it up for like a month and a half, and then I would take it down, and then I would, you know, go to my natural hairstylist and have her do my process all over again. And if I couldn't get in with her, then I would wash it and deep condition it myself and make sure that I'm oiling it. And I would probably just straighten it and just wrap it and keep it wrapped. And then probably like a couple weeks after that, I would go and get another sew-in. Once you are doing that, I'm telling you, you're going to see major growth. When you get out of your hair and you put it up in any type of protective style, as long as you are doing the things that you need to do in between, your hair is going to be bound to grow. Another thing is to really just be patient with your journey. I realized when I started to be like, there was a point in my life where I was like, oh, I want my hair to grow, I want my hair to grow, I want my hair to grow. And I was just like looking in the mirror every second for my hair to grow. That is never going to get you anywhere, and it's really going to take you backwards instead of forwards. When you want your hair to grow, you literally have to leave it alone. The biggest advice or tip that I can give is to leave your hair alone and not focus on it. So I was so focused on, like, you know, my protective styles, doing different like things with my sew-ins and those type of things, that when I started taking my hair down, I'm like, oh wait, my hair is actually growing. And that's really how it started to grow. So when I looked at a point, I'm like, oh wait, look at where my hair is. Like, it's really healthy, it's really long. So I would just say that being patient with your journey, being patient with your process. Another thing for me is I don't wear frontals and closures and things like that. So when I would be getting sew-ins and those type of things, it would be leave out always. So for me, I would say maybe if you are a person who wears a lot of like frontals and things like that, kind of like lay off of those, because I do hear that they take out your edges or like pull out your hair. So if you can't really make it work, I think that's like a compromise. If you can't really make it work with, you know, a natural sew-in, I would just say don't get frontals and closures, because they do take out your hair. But other than that, y'all, that is literally pretty much like everything that I did. I was patient with myself. I made sure I was taking great care of my hair, like I said, about oiling it, deep conditioning it, getting my trims, going to my licensed hairstylist, and also going to my other hairstylists who, you know, specialized in weave and things like that, and just really making sure that she was taking care of my hair as well. So that's pretty much it for this video. If I missed something, or if you guys have more questions, you can drop them in the comment and I will respond and answer them. Anything that you want to know regarding how to grow your hair, or if I forgot anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Yeah, that's pretty much all I did to grow my hair out. Like I said, if I missed anything, you guys can drop in the comments. I will respond. But that was pretty much it. I hope you guys try some of this. If you do, let me know how you are liking the products that I suggested. And yeah, I love you guys, and I will see you next video.